hope you're writing this down. I'm gonna test you later.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 subtle in the heights details we love.
That's the moment that I think causes the most unintentional laughter in the Miranda household.
Little details that tell the world we are not invisible.
You can trace a direct line from Darkwing Duck to my first show.
Wow.
For this list, we'll be looking at details that have been tweaked, added, or changed since the original Broadway production of In the Heights. They might be subtle, but knowing them will only help you appreciate this musical and the genius behind it even more. Have you seen the In the Heights movie yet? Share your thoughts on it in the comments. Number 10. It's a Wonderful Life for USNAVI. What do In the Heights and It's a Wonderful Life have in common? Well, let us tell you. Lin-Manuel Miranda called the classic 1946 Christmas flick's ending, quote, one of the best of all time. It helped shape USNAVI's story arc, and his character was built with the goal of emulating this ideal ending.
Mary, I know what I'm gonna do tomorrow, and the next day, and next year, and a year after that. I'm shaking the dust of this crummy little town off my feet, and I'm gonna see the world.
USNAVI's cornerstone bodega is where everyone's lives and stories become interwoven. But, like George Bailey, he dreams of starting a life elsewhere, until ultimately realizing that there's no place like home.
It's a wonderful life without no. Merry Christmas, your old building alone, I'm home.
During the finale, after he has this light bulb moment, USNAVI echoes George's same words from the movie's final scene.
Merry Christmas, Emporium! Merry Christmas, you wonderful old building alone!
Number 9. You must take the A train.
I've never been north of 96th Street.
Well, you must take the A train. Even farther than Harlem to northern Manhattan and maintain. Get off at 181st and take the escalator.
As any New Yorker could tell you, the A train does indeed pass through Washington Heights. However, this is a Lin-Manuel Miranda musical, and every detail is far more nuanced than just that. Take the A Train is also a famous jazz standard from the collaboration of Billy Strayhorn and the Duke Ellington Orchestra. As USNAVI raps this line in the title track, you can hear horns in the background playing the very recognizable opening bars to their signature melody.
Well, you must take the A train.
He also drops another cultural reference later on, expertly rhyming cold water with Cole Porter as he complains about the heat.
Then oh my God, it's gotten too darn hot. Like my man Cole Porter said, people come through for a few cold waters in a lottery ticket just to barter the routine. Everybody's got a job, everybody's got a dream.
Number 8. His Dark Materials inspiration. Fans of this fantasy trilogy will be delighted to learn that there's a subtle nod to its third book, The Amber Spyglass, in the show. Miranda is a huge fan of the novels, even playing Lee Scoresby in the BBC's television adaptation.
I did hear a rumor that interested me.
However, the moment that influenced his songwriting happens between Lyra and Will. As they part to their respective worlds, they vow to sit on the same bench on the same day every year and think about each other.
I like it here.
Me too.
When Nina decides to go back to college, Benny worries about making it long distance.
And I think of you every night at the same time.
So, these lovebirds make a very similar promise as well.
When the sun goes down.
When the sun goes down.
Number 7. Daphne RUBIN-VEGA'S voiceover.
Ask me why. Wait.
This actress got her big break originating the role of 19-year-old exotic dancer Mimi Marquez in Jonathan Larson's Rent. But did you know that this isn't the only original Broadway cast she's been a part of? If you were fortunate enough to catch In the Heights on Broadway, you might recall that it opens with Graffiti Pete turning on his boombox. The radio announcer's voice that you then hear belongs to, yep, you guessed it, Daphne RUBIN-VEGA.
She's the voice of the radio announcer at the top of the show. And not a lot of people know that, but she lent us her voice for the power. It's going to be a hot one. It's Daphne's voice in the original Broadway production.
What?
Just over a decade later, Lin-Manuel Miranda announced on Twitter that RUBIN-VEGA had been cast in the movie as salon owner Daniela.
Tell me something I
6. Characters and Rhythms.
Let me just listen to my block.
Miranda has said that he wrote the kind of music you would be likely to hear if you wandered through Washington Heights.
The music is really, it's a mix, a potpourri, if you will, of all the music you'd hear in Washington Heights.
The soundtrack is comprised of salsa, mambo, merengue, reggaeton, and hip-hop, amongst other rhythms.
Oh, here goes Mr. Braggadocio. Next thing you know, you lying like Pinocchio. Yo, if you scared of the bull, stay out the rodeo. Oh, I got more flows than Obi-Wan Kenobi. Oh, you better stop rapping, you not ready.
What you might not have noticed, though, is that each generation has a distinct sound that reflects their heritage.
Remember nights, anger in the streets, hunger at the windows. Women folding clothes, playing with my friends in the summer rain.
Paciencia y Fe, sung by Abuela Claudia, is the quote, mamboest mambo that ever mamboed, whereas Enough, sung by Nina's mom Camila, plays to a salsa beat.
When you have a problem, you come home. You don't run off and hide from your family all alone. You hear me? When you have a problem, come home.
The younger generation borrows from all of the above, usually overlaying it with hip-hop, as they both grapple with and celebrate their bicultural identities. Number 5. You'll Be on Hold.
And when push comes to shove, I will send a fully armed battalion to remind you of my love. Da 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 da.
As well as in the Heights, Lin-Manuel Miranda is the genius behind another barely known musical called Hamilton. For those of you who have seen it or heard its soundtrack, there's a fun little Easter egg to listen out for in the movie. There's a scene where Kevin Rosario is waiting on the phone, and the hold music is You'll Be Back, as sung by King George. Miranda contemplated the conflicts of both musicals existing in the same world, especially since several actors overlap. However, it's such a fun treat that we're totally willing to suspend our disbelief.
The hold music playing You'll Be Back means that there are livery cab drivers probably driving community members to performances of Hamilton.
Number 4. OBC, Original Broadway Cameos.
And of course, the late, great Doreen Montalvo, who was in every version of In the Heights from 2002 to this movie, sings her part in Breathe. The part where she sings Mira, Mira.
Oh, yeah.
When the movie was officially greenlit, everyone wanted to know if the composer, lyricist, and original USNAVI would at least make a cameo. As we learned in the trailer, he would indeed, this time playing the role of the Piragua guy.
And here come all his customers my way. I told you, I run this town. Piragua.
He's also joined by OBC Abuela Claudia Olga Merediz, who reprises the role. However, one you may have missed is the actor portraying Piraguero's rival, Mr. Softy. You probably know Christopher Jackson as the original George Washington from Hamilton, but did you know that he also originated the role of Benny? Mandy Gonzalez, the original Nina, can also be heard singing a doo-wop song at the dry cleaners.
Welcome to the block.
Also, look out for Seth Stewart, the original Graffiti Pete on Broadway, as well as Lynn's parents. But also listen hard for some voices you might recognize in the background vocals. Number 3. Altered Lyrics. The world was a very different place when this musical made its Broadway debut in 2008. So, naturally, it's needed some updating over the years. One change that particularly stood out to fans occurs during the song 96,000.
I'll be a businessman richer than Nina's daddy. Donald Trump and I on the links and he's my caddy. My money's making money, I'm going from toe to moto. Keep the bling, I want the brass ring like Frodo.
Benny dreams about being so rich that he can hire a so-called billionaire with questionable views as his caddy. But as Miranda said, quote, "Time made a fool of that lyric." Instead, it was replaced with a reference to a famous golfer with dubious morals, Tiger Woods. This change was apparently made a while back, but for many of us, it only became canon through the movie soundtrack.
I'll be a businessman richer than Nina's daddy. Tiger Woods and I on the links and he's my caddy. My money's making money, I'm going from pole to moto. Keep the bling, I want the brass ring like Frodo! Oh, no!
Number 2. West Side Story influences.
The streets were made of music.
Fun fact, while In the Heights was filming on location, Steven Spielberg was just a few blocks away shooting the new West Side Story movie. However, similar settings aren't the only feature these films share. Miranda has often spoken about the influences the 1957 musical had on his life and career. He even worked on the 2009 bilingual Broadway production, starring the original Vanessa Karen Olivo as Anita. Speaking of Anita, take a listen to the opening bars of the In the Heights title track.
Lights up on Washington Heights, up at the dawning, I wipe down the awning.
Notice how Miranda borrowed the clave rhythm from the start of America.
Oh no, that's not true.
Puerto Rico, my heart's devotion.
Once you hear it, you can't unhear it. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. The book the Piragua guy is reading has personal significance. It's the same one Lin-Manuel Miranda's grandfather read to him.
And when it came to dreams, we had to keep scraping by.
Whoa, que calor, que calor, que calor, que calor, oh, oh.
Camila Rosario lives on. Though Nina's mother isn't in the film, Broadway's Camila, Priscilla Lopez, can be seen in a photo. The lottery numbers mean something to director John M. Chu. 5 is his wife's birth month, 7/16 is his daughter's birthday, 26 is his son's birthday, and 33 is his favorite number.
No, you didn't.
No me diga, that's Valentina. The RuPaul's Drag Race alum appears at the salon.
10 minutes, cariño. What are you writing? A time machine?
Excuse me.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Darkwing's Rhyming Scheme. Lin-Manuel Miranda is a self-professed, lifelong fan of Disney's DuckTales series. In fact, he joined the DuckTales family as Fenton Crackshell Cabrera when the show was rebooted in 2017.
Blathering blatherskite!
Mr. Gizmo Duck, I've been going over your suit's design, and I think you could be doing so much more.
Yep, I agree. Off to save Duckburg!
During the 2019 San Diego Comic-Con, he highlighted a connection between the Darkwing theme song and Nina's solo number Breathe.
Darkwing Duck, when there's trouble you call DW. Darkwing Duck.
Let's get dangerous.
He said that the theme song played an instrumental role in his development as a songwriter. And it was here that he first discovered the triple internal rhymes that he adopted as well.
Darkwing Duck theme song is so important to my development as a man, as an artist, as a songwriter.
Sure.
So my first awareness of a triple internal rhyme was When There's Trouble You Call DW,
Sure.
which I went on to use in my Tony-winning musical In the Heights.
This man's genius simply knows no bounds. We can watch In the Heights over and over again and always discover something new.
With my eyes on the horizon, just me and the GWB. Asking G, Nina, what'll you be?
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.